So this was originally going to be a different video. I had planned to script an intro about the Barbenheimer meme, where it came from, and how it was fueled by the power of the Barbie marketing. I had filmed a Get Ready With Me where I talked about my predictions for the films, where I said both would probably be mediocre, that Barbie would probably rely on pop culture feminism and would lack the depth needed to explore the complex idea of reclaiming the hyperfeminine, and that Oppenheimer would probably be just another white man worshipping war movie, where he went insane with guilt at the end to clear our moral conscience about celebrating the creation of WMDs. I won't say I was totally wrong on those counts, but I also wasn't totally right. I was then going to wrap up with my review of the films and whether or not I thought the overall phenomenon that was Barbenheimer was a good thing for cinema, Hollywood, what have you. Because of course, with this internet community-fueled marketing, the money means studio executives will have their eye on this and want to recreate the success. But is that a good thing? I think the idea of a strange summer blockbuster double feature will be hard to force-feed us again, and I hope that we are all on the lookout next summer for meme plants from the industry trying to memify their blockbuster release. Also, if this was going to happen to any two movies, I'm glad it's these two. This couldn't be a better message to be sending Hollywood right now. Two original screenplays getting this much attention during the writer's strike sends an important message. But that isn't what I left the theater thinking about after my 5 hours in the cinema. I was thinking about this Cillian Murphy clip.
I think it's just great for the industry and for audiences that we have two amazing films by amazing filmmakers coming out the same day. And yeah, you spend the whole day in the cinema. What's better than that?
I have never been a person to say you need to watch movies on a 4K screen with surround sound in the pitch dark to get the full experience. The first time I saw Melancholia, I watched the entire movie on my phone. It was surreal to watch that movie standing in the glow of my fridge before flopping back onto my couch, or watching Exit through the gift shop on my laptop screen in college as the sun slowly crept in my window. Movies exist in space, and my relationship with those films feels intimate and personal because of how I watched them. I am the opposite of a film purist, and it doesn't help that I'm a homebody. I always want theaters to exist, to have a community space dedicated to cinema, but I never subscribed to its superiority, and to be fair, I still don't. But going to see these films in the theater was so much more than just seeing them on the big screen. Seeing these films in community, and not just with people around you, but as a part of something, made this an experience. In Oppenheimer, my crew was the only group dressed up for the matinee show. I didn't think much of it. Barbenheimer seemed like a chronically online thing. But when there was that moment after the bomb test of a full minute of silence on screen, you could have heard a pin drop in that theater. When the ending title came on screen, everyone seemed to have a deep sigh, and we were all leaving the theater to think. As we walked out of the theater, we were greeted with a wave of pink. Kens and Barbies taking selfies in the Barbie box display. It was hard to keep from laughing out loud at the juxtaposition. In his book, Devotional Cinema, Nathaniel Dorsky describes the post-cinema experience of everything feeling a little different, of, depending on the film, feeling awkward and quiet, looking down at the strange carpet covered in popcorn, or feeling strangely familiar with the other audience members, conversing in spaces where you would not normally interact with strangers. Leaving Oppenheimer, I remember turning to the other members of our party and awkwardly chuckling. What were we supposed to say to each other after watching the creation of the great evil of our time played out in larger-than-life splendor on screen? We walked slowly and thoughtfully out of the theater only to be greeted by the color, excitement, and joy for the Barbie movie. Fedoras were tipped, costumes compared, predictions for the movie floated through the air. We found our seats for Barbie amid a sea of hot pink dresses and tropical print board shorts. Sitting in the next theater filled with laughter and conversation, we all cheered for Nicole Kidman's AMC Manifesto du Cinema, and people danced in their seats for the opening music. I felt every woman around me laugh all too knowingly at Ken asking to play guitar at Barbie. There will be many op-eds written about these two movies, probably better than I can write. Was Barbie overly simplistic and on the nose with its feminism? Yes. Do I recommend you watch it? Absolutely. Was Oppenheimer questionable subject matter at best and problematic at worst? Yes. Do I recommend you see it? It was an interesting exploration on its own terms, so sure. These movies were good. Barbie was definitely better than Oppenheimer. Fight me. Neither will go into my top 10, hell, maybe not even my top 100. But it feels so fitting that these two deep explorations of our place in the human condition got to be seen in this unrecreatable space. Our relationship to these films forever altered. And I got to spend the day in the cinema, and what could be better than that?